MC84790, the bug that prevents users from loading up the Minecraft application for PS4. If you have ever experienced it, you know what happens. You load up the application, the logo screen appears, and it never disappears. Yes, the bug causes users to get stuck on the bright red logo screen before they can even load up to the main menu. This means that any user who experiences this issue is unable to play either the Bedrock Edition or the Legacy Edition, if they had it prior to 1.99. For such a game-breaking glitch, one would think that it would be a top priority of the development team to fix it as soon as possible, but currently there has been no permanent resolution. First, to provide a bit of context for those who aren't familiar with the way that Minecraft on PS4 loads. When the app is initially launched, the first screen that appears is the red logo screen, which displays the new Mojang Studios logo. The next screen to appear is the white loading screen, which shows the Minecraft logo at the top, as well as a loading animation at the bottom. Once that finishes loading, the background panorama loads up and the main menu screen appears. For me, the next step is to launch additions. To better understand why this freezing issue is a bigger problem than it may seem, we'll have to take a look at its first reported occurrence. An early version of this bug was first reported on the Mojang bug tracker on December 13th of 2019, just 3 days after the Bedrock Edition came to PS4, under the ticket number MC58897. The report details an issue in which a user has gotten stuck at the loading screen, not the logo screen, mind you, and cannot access Minecraft. One user shares their experience in a comment. Quote, "I'm having the same issue. I have closed the app multiple times and even tried restarting the system a time or two. I have not been able to get on at all for at least a week and a half. It's very upsetting." Unquote. A week later, Reddit user u/Brant2698 posted about the loading screen freeze in the r/PS Minecraft subreddit, the first of many posts discussing said issue. In the post, they wrote, quote, "When I open Minecraft Bedrock on PS4, it will load with the bars going up and down for about 10 to 20 minutes. Then after a few seconds of being on the title screen, it freezes and I am forced to restart my game. I have tried restarting my PS4 so many times and testing my internet connection, but nothing is working." Unquote. The top comment suggested that they delete and reinstall the app, to which Brant replied that they would try it, though it is currently not known whether or not this worked. Back on the original bug report, a few new users had commented to confirm that the freeze was happening to them as well. On March 26th, Mojang Community Manager Jay Wells replied to the report, asking people to, generally, provide more information, such as, "When did this issue start occurring? Do you have the digital or disc version of the game? Have you tried a fresh installation of the game? At what point does the game get stuck? And, can you add a screenshot or short video of the point at which the game is getting stuck?" Some users responded with the information requested, and a few tried pleading with Wells, possibly stimulated by the official recognition of the bug by Mojang. User Kimberly O'Gara provided the requested information and closed their comment by asking, quote, "How will we know when or if the problem is being fixed? Or even that our comments have been read by someone there and that the problem is being worked on? Kind of stinks that we paid the money for the game and my kids can't play it." Unquote. On May 5th, user Jonathan Hansel suggested that those experiencing the freeze try to delete and reinstall the game, to which another responded that doing so allowed them to play the game for a time, but the problem reappeared a few days after the initial delete and reinstall. Over time, this report gained a number of duplicates, some of which were actually instances of the red logo screen freezing. The first separate ticket for the logo screen freeze, MC84790, was filed on the 23rd of June in 2020, and it quickly became the primary hub of activity for disgruntled players and developers to respond to and commiserate with each other. It was under this ticket that users continued the effort to find workarounds and solutions. More users reported that deleting and reinstalling the game was allowing them to load past the logo screen. Just days after the ticket was filed, Minecraft Pocket Edition moderator Aldrich responded, quote, "I'm sorry for the interruption in your play, and thanks everybody for being so patient. I just wanted to make sure you all know that we have, earlier, forwarded this report to the developers, and I'm confident they're doing the best they can to get it into a hotfix. If you have friends on Reddit, Twitter, etc., who are having this problem, suggest that they come here and upvote this ticket too. It already has a good number of votes, but more never hurts." Unquote. The report began to pick up steam as more and more players started to encounter the issue. User Michael Yates helpfully commented, quote, "We managed a workaround. 1. Backed up the worlds we definitely did not want to lose. There were 3. We chose to back up to PS Plus online, although it looked like you could do it to USB thumb drive too. 2. Deleted Minecraft app from PlayStation. 3. Reinstalled Minecraft onto PlayStation from disk. 4. Applied update to latest from internet. Minecraft then worked. We didn't lose any saved worlds. Even though we only explicitly backed up 3 worlds to PS Plus, all 8 original worlds were visible and working after the reinstall. Hope others get theirs working too." Unquote. Though it had initially been a useful workaround, a number of users began to describe problems with attempting to delete and reinstall the game, with some claiming that their game continued to freeze even after a reinstall. User Alessandro Comandona wrote, quote, "I have the same problem. I have the digital copy of the game for PS4. The game freezes during the loading of the main menu. I've tried to reinstall the game and it works for some days. Today it's happening again. I don't want to reinstall it another time." Unquote. On June 30th, version 2.08 was released, fixing a small number of issues but failing to address the logo freezes. Some expressed frustration that the issue had not been acknowledged. User Ben Lampton wrote, quote, "This seems like a very important issue that should have been fixed with the latest patch. It is getting extremely frustrating, especially since it's a game-breaking bug." Unquote. By this point, a few users began to report even more side effects of trying to delete and reinstall the application, with user Brian Forsyth stating, quote, "Uninstalling Minecraft and reinstalling when it gets stuck on the red Mojang screen is only a temporary fix. So far, I have it only last about 4 days at the longest without it going back to getting stuck. Once again, as per my previous comment, I am using the disk version of Minecraft updated to the latest version. Uninstalling and reinstalling Minecraft also seems to make the save file unstable. I have had an issue where the file became corrupted, and I had to delete that part of the save. Thankfully, I had a backup that was recent, but this fix seems to cause more issues than it fixes." Unquote. On July 8th, Jay Wells appeared once again to announce the release of another hotfix, 2.09, meant to address the problem, in addition to providing another workaround. Quote, "Thank you for your patience while we try and get this issue resolved. Today we are releasing a hotfix for PlayStation 4 that will enable you to clear your sign-in data when launching the game, which we hope will avoid the issue where the game is getting stuck on the loading screen and also crashing. Here are the details. You may wish to try the following after the game has updated to version 1.16.1.03. 1. Launch Minecraft. 2. When the initial loading screen appears, hold the following buttons. Button combination is L1, R1, L2, R2, Options, and Touchpad, and must be held until the initial splash screen is removed." Unquote. Much to the dismay of many users in the thread, this workaround seemed to be somewhat inconsistent. New contributors to the thread reported that the game had frozen even after the hotfix was released, and others stated that deleting and reinstalling was still not a permanent resolution. Users continued to grow impatient, as it had been about 3 weeks since the red logo screen ticket was filed with no proper fix in sight. New comments appeared frequently to complain of the inconsistency of the workaround, or to warn against reinstalling. By this point, it seemed that the lack of success in fully addressing the bug, for some, served only to reinforce the notion that the Bedrock edition of Minecraft is a buggy mess. Reports of the red screen freezing had made their way to the r/PS Minecraft subreddit soon after the ticket was filed, and it was common to see a new post every day by users asking whether or not this had happened to anyone else. User u/drunkmajunk posted to the forum on July 12th, describing a similar bug in which the game freezes on the main menu panorama before any buttons can load in. Quote, "The game, when playable, is awesome. However, I have limited time to play games these days, and out of the roughly 12 hours that I've played or attempted to play Minecraft since purchasing it, I've now spent roughly 3 hours looking at frozen screens, restarting, and reinstalling. Is this business as usual? If so, I'm going to have to let this one go and look for another game to play." Unquote. On July 17th, Jay Wells replied once more to inquire about whether or not the latest update, version 2.10, had done anything to resolve the problem, which, predictably, it had not. User Emily Roy implied that it should not be the responsibility of the player to delete and reinstall Minecraft to fix the issue, writing, quote, "I had scheduled time to play Minecraft with my son today, online, but I couldn't get past the red Mojang loading screen. The game worked fine last weekend. The suggested button combination doesn't work. I also tried restarting my PS4, ejecting and reinserting my Minecraft disk, and turning off and on the internet connection. I wasted an hour on this, but nothing worked. I did not try deleting the game and reinstalling it, because that is truly a dumb solution. Please fix this issue properly and promptly." Unquote. Apprehensions around deleting and reinstalling the game continued to grow, with user Brian Forsyth adding, quote, "Bugs still is a major issue. Holding the button combo L1 R1, L2 R2, Options, and Touchpad for a minute did not clear the screen. Still having to uninstall and reinstall to fix the issue. This is still causing save files to be corrupt on repeat reinstalls unless you have access to a cloud backup." Unquote. Contributions to the thread began to slow, with comments dwindling in frequency from multiple daily to a few every other day. On August 23rd, Brian Forsyth commented once more, quote, "Since the last update, this issue has gotten worse. Uninstalling and reinstalling is the only way to get around the red screen, but repeated reinstalling is causing corruption to the save files. The button combo listed by devs no longer works," unquote. On August 29th, I posted a poll to the r/PS Minecraft subreddit asking, "Have you ever experienced the red logo screen freeze?" The poll closed with 351 votes, indicating that 233 people had encountered the problem, while 188 had not. Make of that what you will. With additions to the forum becoming more and more sparse, Jay Wells replied once again on September 8th, thanking users for their patience and claiming that the ticket would be updated when a fix is released. He ended his comment by reminding users that deleting and reinstalling and using the button combo were the most viable workarounds, seemingly unaware of the instabilities some had reported as a result of doing so. Comments appeared every now and then to confirm that neither of these were permanent solutions, and some voiced their frustrations that the bug had not been properly addressed, with a few going as far as to request refunds. User Dana Helmig commented, quote, "Every time I shut the game down to play another game, then try to load back into Minecraft, it crashes. I have to uninstall and reinstall every time I play the game. I am ticked off. I give this game no stars. Fix it or give me my money back," unquote. On September 22nd, a highly requested feature was brought to Minecraft on the PS4, VR support. While many were excited about this addition, others were disappointed to find that the update did not address the loading screen. The week of this update saw a pair of hotfixes, the first being to, generally, improve stability and reduce crashes, and the second being to resolve a few problems with VR. As of September 26th, the bug report for MC84790 has 194 votes, and 120 users have opted to receive email updates regarding the issue. Often the most momentous updates to the ticket are duplicate reports of the bug being linked to the original, of which there are now 319 instances. For now, there is no concrete information regarding when this bug will be fixed. Of course, looking back on the numerous attempts to fix the problem over the 3 or 4 months that the problem has persisted, it is hard to remain optimistic. Update. On September 28th, Megaspud appeared once more to comment, quote, "Please remember that this is a bug tracker and not a forum for discussion or feedback. Please keep any comments limited to new, relevant information about the bug only, and add a vote if you would like to show your interest in this issue. Off-topic comments and chatter may be hidden to avoid clutter, enabling us to focus on the information relevant to the bug. While we understand your frustration at certain game feature or mechanics not working as you would always like or expect, please remember that there is not always a simple fix that will resolve the issue immediately. Please be assured we are actively looking into a solution though," unquote. What this means for the future of discussion around the bug is yet to be seen.